Now, let's take this discussion further. We're now joined via Zoom by Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality's Water Distribution Manager, Joseph Tsatsire. Joseph, thank you so much for your time. Very concerning indeed. In less than a month, Nelson Mandela Bay will become the first South African metro essentially to run out of water. What plans have been put in place to avoid day zero in the metro?
Good evening to viewers at home. Thank you for the opportunity. I think rightfully said that I think the metro is currently facing one of its worst disasters, in the history of its existence. And I think as part of our mitigation plan, trying to avoid day zero, there are quite a number of infrastructural projects that has been actually initiated, and they are coming to actually fruition around August, September this year. But again, as part of our preparation as well, we've got a continuity plan which we have designed that's going to actually provide consumers with basic consumption, as well as ensure that industries as well as economic hubs continue to function in the city. As we have said, it's only 40% of the areas that's going to be affected, and I think there are plans in place currently to ensure that there is continuity of basic water supply in those areas.
You speak about infrastructure. Just how much of these problems are due to poor infrastructure? I mean, we're looking at 5 supply dams sitting at just over 12%.
Yes, most of our western dams, unfortunately surface dams, we rely on rainfall obviously over the years. And we have, for the past 7 years, received less than average rainfall. And there hasn't been water from our catchment areas into these dams. And this is actually causing a situation whereby we have got shortage of water in the system. But again, as I said, as part of our augmentation plans, we have now diversifying our water mix. We have added bore water into the mix, and that will actually give us a relief around September this year.
So I see you mentioned less average rainfall, but how much exactly are some of these problems due to poor infrastructure?
No, obviously one cannot write off that we have got old infrastructure and it's prone to actually leaks. As part of our rehabilitation programs, we have got continuous programs where we are replacing old pipes with new pipes, and obviously that actually takes care of leaks. But again, any metro in the city, in the country, has to deal with leaks on a day-to-day basis as part of their operations. And the idea is to be able to have good response time to ensure that we deal with them in time.
The reason I'm pressing you on that question is because the minister was on a walkabout and spoke to some of the residents in the metro, and they basically laid bare many of their complaints, saying that they spent back years, as you've mentioned, leaks, slow municipal response, and inadequate emergency water provisions were top of basically their concerns.
Yes, as part of the statistical information that we give again on a monthly basis to the Department of Water and Sanitation, just under 30% of the leaks in the reticulation system, we attribute them to leaks. And I think as part of the program, we do fix leaks. We've got teams, that are currently deployed as we speak. We have augmented our internal teams with external service providers to accelerate, those leaks. As part of the minister's interventions is to ensure that we respond quicker as well and deal with most of the leaks to avoid, water wastage.
Talking about responding quicker, we obviously know that the water and sanitation projects in the metro are obviously being handled at national level through that Section 63 of the Water Services Act. How much of this control will hamper in that deadline? You've got a looming deadline of less than a month in terms of avoiding that day zero.
So as part of what's going to be happening, the team from the national is going to work with our internal teams, the technical teams, to actually expedite some of the projects that are currently being implemented. It's not necessarily going to be taken over. We're going to actually form a collaborative effort to ensure that projects are done quicker.
All right, Joseph Tsatsire, thank you so much for your time. Of course, Joseph is from the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality's Water Distribution Manager.